All right. Just be 10 seconds of silence and we'll do it.
All right, chat, here we are. We are good to go. Ori and the Blind Forest. Take it away, guys.
Hello, my name is Shayfe. I'm joined with Zemsys on commentary. We were just talking about how Orion's Belt isn't really one of the best constellations, only 3 stars. But we got Ori and the Blind Forest here for you. It's going to be a randomizer run. Should be very exciting. You can see the tracker. I know it's a little bit smaller because of marathon layout, but it's there in the bottom left. And just want to run through the skills there quickly for you. In the top middle, you've got your basic attack ability, which is Sign. Then you're going to have wall jump and all the other assorted fun stuff like charge flame and double jump and bash, stomp, glide. Going clockwise around here, we've got climb, charge jump, grenade, and dash. And thanks to Matthew for the $20 donation, we are upgrading this one to expert logic. Zem, before we get running here, just a brief overview of the difference between standard and expert.
Yeah, sure. So standard logic is basically the logic level you can comfortably complete if you have speedrun the game before. Mostly the main category or skills not of bounds. There are a few minor glitches to it and a lot of general movement tech that is required in standard. Expert ups everything by a notch. There's a lot of hidden stuff like small pieces of the wall that you can actually stand on, or heavy glitch abuse to take a projectile through space and 3 screens afar, using only 6 double bashes or less, and other stuff on that level. So expert will open up the required tech that Shayfe needs to do here to complete the seed by quite a bit, so you can look forward to some crazy stuff happening here.
For sure. And speaking of space, my astronaut friend was on the moon recently, and he said don't go to the restaurant, no atmosphere. We're ready to get going here, and we'll get started in a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, and let's go.
Alright, let's see if Shayfe can do the first skip of the run. Alright, the prologue has been skipped. Good starting here, 10 minutes saved, only 5 seconds into the run. That's how we like our speedruns. But yeah, with this being a Metroidvania randomizer, we now get to control our little critter Ori here, jumping across this screen, but that's also everything we can do. And we are gonna need to go to those pickup locations in the base game. It's an item randomizer, and instead of XP, we just got a keystone. You can use those to open doors. Now we will get an energy cell that is always an energy cell, because you need energy to save, and we decided playing a randomizer without the ability to save your game is not a very fun thing, so instead this energy cell is not randomized. And now we get one more randomized pickup down here, another keystone, so that's 2 keystones allowing us to open 1 door on the map before we get our attack ability sign, and then the run can really start.
Yeah, so if you've never seen Ori and the Blind Forest before, 2D platformer or Metroidvania, which means you go to a place to get a skill which unlocks other things, to go get more skills, etc., etc. The randomizer is built in such a way that it functions very similarly, and as you pointed out very astutely, the 2 keystones open exactly 1 door, which will give me access to the central glades here, which is going to give me more additional pickups that I can check. And the whole goal that we're going to be playing on today is force trees and clues. And so what that means is that I have to go and visit all 10 vanilla skill tree locations in the game, and there's also a clue system for the dungeon keys, namely the Sunstone, Gumon Seal, and Water Vein. And whereupon I activate 3 trees, it will give me a clue, randomized of course, for one of those dungeon key locations, and then I'll get additional clues on trees 6 and 9. And so that's basically about it. In the hunt now for the first actual skill of the game. This is the very beginning of the base game as well. Mapstone, perfect timing, Zem, for you to explain mapstones.
Yeah, I also still have to explain another thing. We already found one randomized pickup, a teleporter activation. You can find those in the world, and we have access to the Swamp Teleporter now, which gives us access to 2 slow pickups, but also the map stone here. There are these map pedestals scattered across the land, and in your casual playthrough, they will reveal the map for you. Now, if you've run this randomizer for thousands of hours, you know where all the stuff is. So instead, turning in those map stones will also give you 1 randomized pickup, and that is incremental, so the more map stones you find, the more pickups you get, and you will always get them in the same order, no matter where you put it in. Right now, it's just been a bit of experience, but if you get something important on high map stones, well, that's how a randomizer can be.
So there's exactly 1 more pickup I have access to here in Glades, and if it's not something that I'll be forced to take, that Swamp Teleporter. The classic start.
When the randomizer really hates you, yes, Swamp Teleporter gives us access to exactly 2 pickups, and you kinda have to reload your game between getting the 2, unless you wanna be really slow. And indeed, 2 keystones, yeah, that opens a door, but behind the door is a wall that we can't climb. So it's time to go teleport and a bit of sightseeing. I know you love it, right?
Oh,
That's your favorite opening?
My absolute favorite opening. I've never been trolled by it in a tournament setting before, or in our weekly races that we hold on the weekends. Certainly never run into this and had it go terribly, terribly sideways.
Don't worry, there's no opponent but the timer here, so
True.
The only thing that can happen is you suffering for the sake of charity, and honestly, isn't that what we're all here for?
Exactly. Speaking of which, we are going to throw in, if it's alright by the crew, which we imagine it will be, there is a little Easter egg that we could have, where the famed Wilhelm scream exists in the game, and there's this place we can go to activate it. So let's say, maybe another $50 or so, and we'll go and we'll get a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me. I mean, where would the Wilhelm scream be in a game like Ori after all? Definitely a thing you wanna figure out. So get those donations in. Alright, so now we have this area here where we have a lot of lava-based enemies telling you this is not an early game area. Ori, what are you doing here on 3 health? Sadly, this is required for Shayfe to do, so now he will have to wait for some despawns, get a precise jump here that ramps up the wall, lure this Baneling down, which will now fly around the corner, blow up the floor, and we will see if this is our progression. And nope, it's a keystone, so reloading we go, going back to our save, and yeah, that's why you get the map stone first.
It was all for charge jump, so it's all good.
It's all good. Charge jump, being the last skill you get in the base game, is obviously an incredibly strong skill. Can't stop you from running into enemy spikes, but otherwise it does basically everything. Breaks floors or rather ceilings for you, deals 50 damage, gives you a bunch of speed, and also gives you some invulnerability frames sometimes. And we also get bird light efficiency, which is very nice. So we get double XP from all sources now. You may have already seen both those explosions that happen whenever we get a level up, like right now, which refill all your resources, but also those ability sets are really, really important to do a bunch of save-related glitches. We'll get to that when it happens, but just remember, having an early spirit light efficiency is always a great thing.
Yeah, indeed. So you're going to see the first instance of save it and return, because what I want to do is I want to lock a bridge that's below here in a certain position. So what this trick is, effectively, is that we trick the game into thinking that we have closed this ability menu that you see over top here. We haven't actually done that, obviously, and that makes the game a little bit confused and allows us to move Ori behind said ability menu. And when we can do that and level up an ability on the skill tree, which saves the game, as you might have imagined, we can save the game anywhere, and that has a whole bunch of useful applications, the most common of which is skipping cutscenes, but also may end up having further applications down the road. We'll have to wait and see how it finds out. So What I'm doing here basically is that because I got the Swamp TP and Charge Jump, I wanted to make sure that I got the Grotto Teleporter, because I would absolutely want to come back here. This is an extremely dense area of the game, but I only really want to come here and do a couple checks, because there's actually a lot of things that I have available to me now via backtracking into Glades. And so there's a few things that I want to check here that are relatively fast to do now, specifically in the way that I'm going to do them, such as drop down to go fight this mini-boss that's down here. And then I'm going to use a keybind called Altar, which is going to return me to the start of the game, and that is there for a couple of reasons. One is to avoid soft blocks because of a randomizer situation, and the other is also that it's faster. So I want to see what's behind the Grotto mini-boss here real quick, and then I have to go and pursue the goal mode, obviously, which is Forest Trees. There's a very early area that I have not had access to yet, called Blackroot Burrows, which I now do thanks to Charge Jump and Climb, which has other potential speed tech that we can talk about a little bit later if we get to it, called Grenade Jumps. But in the meantime, I want to go and push that objective. I want to hit the trees, and there is 2 that are actually in Blackroot Burrows, and I'm thinking about doing both of them, but I'm definitely going to do one.
Yes, indeed, and that's also the one place where you're gonna see Safe Anywhere the most, because Blackroot has at least 3 cutscenes you wanna skip, and then 1 or 2 more applications to glitch out some other stuff. So here's the first one. We now have a permanent slow zone here, but at least we're not watching a 15-second cutscene in our speed game, and can now jump down into this Blackroot area. The whole gimmick of this area is this is the dark area, and there's a nice light giving orb at the bottom left of this main room, which we're gonna pick up and then obviously carry around to solve all the puzzles here, use the light to spawn platforms or despawn platforms, or we're just gonna drop it right back down so that the game remembers we have it, and use our charge jump to go back, wait for the orb to come to us and get 1 more pickup before then completely ignoring the entire auto-scroller portion of this area, because we have charge jump and we can just jump up the way we came from.
I almost missed that jump. I think I caught the absolute edge of that platform. I haven't done that in a month, so everything's fine, right?
I mean, I haven't gotten that jump in 2 months and dropped down on the next platform instead, so I think this is fine.
I think we're doing okay, yeah. So this is the portion of the auto-scroller I can't really skip. If I had Grenade, I could skip it, or Bash, but I have neither of those skills. But to be able to skip all the other auto-scrollers, fairly comfy. And so we've got another words. We have another cutscene here to lift the darkness, and what I want to do is I want to stack these cutscenes. So I'm going to open up another Save Anywhere, and I'm going to let this orb hit the ground, and then I'm going to reload the game. Now what's going to happen is that this cutscene is going to start playing, but it's a long cutscene, and there's a pickup that's over here behind Crushers. I'm intended to have dash for this, but in expert logic, I'm also intended to just be able to walk over these. So that's what I'm doing. I'm checking it, and it's an energy cell. Hooray, more energy. And then it turns out you can actually just double back to that little spot right there, which is another cutscene trigger, and now the cutscenes are stacked, and the game is going, what? And now I'm moving in the blind, and now you can see me again, because the camera catches up. So I'm going to come down here and check that. And another thing, you're not going to see it here, because it's just pretty fast to get out of here with Charge Jump, but the game placed a save there automatically for me at the end of the cutscene. There are a few instances of that exist that I may or may not take advantage of, depending on what skill set I have. And obviously with Charge Jump here, I didn't feel the need to reload the game, because my menuing can sometimes be spaghetti, and I did not want to deal with that. And let's see, do I go, you know what, I think I will go to Grenade. I'm pretty close to having, there it is, another level up. And what I want to do first, though, is check the pickups that are behind here. Another ability cell, very nice. So I'm stacking up ability cells here. And the reason why I was kind of humming and hawing over whether or not I would go to Grenade Tree, which is blocked by this floor right here, which sign is pointing out to us, saying, oh, you need to come back here later. No, I can go there now. But I want to skip past some lasers which I'm supposed to have dash for, but obviously I don't have dash, and save anywhere being powerful is going to allow me to turn undead, basically, and go through those lasers. So I think I'm going to go do that. Because again, as we mentioned off at the top of this particular run, we have clues that we can get on trees 3, 6, and 9. And if I do this, you can see I'm on tree 2. So going and getting this third tree that's down here is going to get me my first clues. Presuming I don't, face plant into all of the spikes.
I mean, one spike is okay. There's a second spike that's still okay, but yeah, afterwards you should probably stop jumping into the spikes because they are not good for your health. Neither are lasers, which is why we're gonna hop into save any mode really soon. But for now, there are more shakes to be had. And one thing that these lasers really didn't expect you to do is press the down key. And if you press the down key in any of these groves on the floor, then you will just duck right under the laser. No need for dashing or anything like that. You can just stand there, watch the laser go past, and then continue on your way through this small chasm here. And then there's one more pickup with a really horrifying charge jump. I'm not sure
we're gonna go for it. No.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with just charge jump. That's way too precise. So instead we're gonna go back here and well, there's another of those notches where you can stand in, but sadly this laser only has one of them and that's not enough to walk through. So instead we're just gonna save our game while dead and respawn on 0 health. And it's not the 0 health that kills you, it's taking damage that drops you down to 0 health. So we can just merrily go on our way with our 0 health and are now in the grenade tree area. Now there is another spinning laser wheel to the left and another pickup to the right, so we're gonna have to do some extra stuff. I don't know, do you have any energy left here?
I do not. That's kind of an issue, so we're gonna do some shenanigans, I think.
Alright, I going for the spinning wheel laser jump. So this spinning wheel is obviously also an instant kill, but there's a small safe spot in the middle while it spins. Very nicely done. We'll jump on top of that and now gonna try to kill the mortar bomb. Nope, we're starting a cutscene and skipping this too, as a lot of people have sadly figured out not skipping this cutscene or not having ability cells here will cost you 70 seconds. So instead we're skipping that and going to our third tree and are going to get our first clue. So what does the seed have in store for us?
Sunstone Grotto.
Coffee.
Yeah, that's a pretty good location for the Sunstone, actually. I'm going to see if I can get out of here. I don't know if I can without double jump, but we're going to try. Oh, I totally can. Okay, so I'm going to go back for that pickup that I missed. I need to take a death here, though. But yeah, so I didn't have energy to place another save, which meant that I couldn't recover the health that I needed to get the damage boost that I'm going to need to do, and I'm going to have to take a couple of points out of it. This is fine. So
what Shayfe has to do here is to get the platform swimming in the right position first, then gonna charge jump up. Be very careful to not hit the coyote jump frames here, because while there is a way to jump after you've walked over platform, you do not get to charge jump, only normal jump, even though you have a charge jump, because that's just how the game works, and you're gonna be sad and just jump off the platform. But yeah, after getting a correct platform swing, Shayfe then has to take damage on these left spikes and just the correct spot to land on another spike, and nicely done. Charge jumps up, is out of the grenade area, and now you can get that pickup you missed.
Yeah, that is a surprisingly difficult jump that I have not practiced a whole lot. I knew it was possible, but didn't know how possible, so it didn't take me too long to do. And an ability cell, which as far as I'm concerned is worth it. Now I need to decide where I'm going to go, because I've got a fairly decent complement of skills here, and I've also got a lot of keystones and other things that I actually haven't checked in Glades. So I think for the purposes of some marathon comfiness, I'm just going to make sure that the pickups that I couldn't get on my first pass here in Glades weren't anything special, because they could be very easily. It could have just been like, oh yeah, go get charge jump and then do your Glades revisit. and see if any of these are anything. And nobody has ever been bitten in the butt by that before. That's for sure.
Yeah, speaking of which, you know what's in Logic right now here in Glades?
Oh, I do know. I do know. I'm not gonna go for it though.
Wow, I'm not going for the horrible meme checks that no one ever wants to get. Alright, but fair enough. Now with charge jump, we can... This is the area where you get wall jump, the smallest jump of the game, and are supposed to come back up and get all these pickups that were taunting you out of reach on the first run. We had a very similar experience, but instead of wall jumping, we're gonna charge jump everywhere and are gonna go finish up our pickups here. There are 2 more down in wall jump tree, and you could see Shayfe plays a safe way further up. One of those things that will happen over and over in an Ori Rando, unless there's something interesting on this energy cell now, or Shayfe really wants to keep that ability cell, is backloading. We have a map stone here. So...
Okay, I know the person that rolled this seed, so I'm keeping it.
But you're not checking Glazer with that person rolling the seed.
Decisions.
But yeah, these map stones, as mentioned before, the count is what's important, as since we turned our first map stone right here earlier. So keeping those map stones, just in case that something is sneakily hidden on map stone 8 or map stone 9 even, isn't that bad of an idea. But for now we're just gonna jump through Spirit Caverns here, collect our 5 extra checks, do not go to Glazer, do not get 200 Spirit Light, and maybe, I mean, we have 10 keystones, so technically we could go all the way to Sea Flame.
Yeah, and again, because I want to continue pushing that goal of hitting the trees, also to get the dungeon clue. I know where the sunstone is now, roughly. I know the biome that it's in Grotto, but I don't know where the water vein is. And again, there's a tree over here, so basically I want to go and grab that, just to progress the objective, try and find out where the water vein is, and then I can go... There's actually a tree that's locked in the Ginzo tree within a treeception, and so that's very important knowledge for me to have. And also there's a few pickups that are here that I can check as well. I could skip this cutscene, actually, with the save anywhere that we were talking about, but it would mean that I would deactivate this teleporter, which, given my current skill set, most notably, I don't have anything to break blue walls. Not something that I am terribly interested in doing. I want to make sure that I have this teleporter in case blue break is fairly late and I need to come back to Valley through that. So just one of the things that, like, it really makes playing randomizers in general fun, not just the Ori randomizer, is solving that puzzle and the individual decisions that you'll make in any given seed in order to try and do it quickly. And it's always going to be different based on what you have at what time.
Indeed, and right now we got the last skills of the game as the first 2 skills, and we also found a random water vein basically unmissable on the tree. So I think dungeon keys isn't going to be our problem this seed.
No,
so I'm scared. I'm scared about what is going to be, unless, of course, the dungeon keys all hide in the plant and we're not gonna get any blue breakage for the next 40 minutes. I heard that has happened before. And yeah, with this, we now have quite a few options here. We can always finish up our grotto from earlier, get some more pickups there, or we could go to Ginzo Tree and jump up a vertical dungeon with the last ability of the game that gives you a bunch of verticality.
Yeah, so keystone count kind of looking a little bit problematic, but not like aggressively so. 6 is pretty good, but I'm going to have to spend 4 here for sure in Ginzo, and possibly another 4. So I'm kind of thinking as I'm putting the water vein in here, how badly I want to do this first, because resource management, again, is a pretty key thing when it comes to playing randomizers. And thankfully there is a glitch that I can perform called key duplication, which is exactly what it sounds like. I make keys magically become more keys. And there's various different places I can do that. Problem that I'm thinking about right now is that I don't have a whole lot of comfy places to do that glitch. So coming here is like a little bit of a risk in terms of the keystone count, but it shouldn't be too bad, I don't think.
Yeah, and of course the randomizer makes sure that no matter where you place your keystones, you can always get more and finish up your seed, but we kind of want to go fast, and checking literally every single pickup in the game, searching for a single keystone, sadly isn't the fastest of things. So managing the keystone amount we have is always very, very important when doing these randomizer runs. But yeah, as you said, Shayfe, you have 6 right now, and 4 go on the lower door. You could technically dupe on the upper one if you wanted to, but first we need to get through the spike room. Alright, we're through, but now there's going to be some block pushing around.
Ah, yes, comfortable block pushing, which is a good time for Sinith to talk about anything that he feels like announcing.
So, first off, I just want to say that it absolutely blows my mind. Like, I am absolutely blown away by the generosity of chat, by everyone sharing the stream, by everything. We've only been live for 5 hours out of a 58-hour-long marathon, and we have raised $410 already towards our goal. I mean, if at this pace we're going to break 1,000, we may even break $2,000 at this pace. So keep it going, guys. Keep the love going. Keep sharing it. I can't believe that we're doing this, and we've already raised this much. Every dollar that gets raised gets put towards 1 pound of trash getting removed from the ocean.
Thank you. Alright, so another little damage boost sequence I'm going to have to do here. Hopefully... This is kind of a bit of... Oh, okay, there's Dash. Hi, Dash.
Hey, wanna show off the really funny wall charge jump there? Sad.
No,
but,
sorry.
Yeah. With Dash, our Sunstone has just become a non-issue because the 2 blue breakage abilities in this game are Charge Flame and Grenade, both used for breaking plans, but you can also get the other charge ability, Charge Dash, right there on the skill tree, which allows us to spend an energy to do a really fast dash that also homes in on many nearby enemies, and way more importantly, breaks blue things, and we can use that to break blue plans, blue walls, and this will now definitely allow us to get our Sunstone no matter where it is in Grotto.
Yeah, that's always good. So the only question now for me that I have both dungeon keys really at this point is, well, there's 2 questions. One, I don't have a way to access the left side of the map, whereupon 3 of the trees that I need to go visit are located. And the other thing is, do I have enough to finish the game? And the answer to that question right now is no, in part because I can't get to the left side of the map currently, but also Sorrow Pass is a really nasty area to go to. A lot of things deal a lot of damage there, and I do not have a very fun skill set for traversing it or enough ability points. So I'm definitely going to be digging for more stuff. It's just a matter of how much more. And hopefully a Ginzo revisit isn't required because I'm Aldaring. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, not going for the dupe. Having 3 keystones is actually a great thing. You really want to be on those uneven amounts so you don't accidentally spend your last one and lock yourself out of duping. But we still have a few trees on the right side of the map that we can actually get. Both of them actually double jump and storm tree. Behind a 2 keystone door each, we can also, if we really want an additional keystone, dupe on the double jump tree door pretty comfortably. But for now we need to check all these pickups here. This is still Grotto, there's a pickup up here and then the plant door below, and we're looking for a Sunstone. Our health cell amount is actually starting to look really comfortable here. A bit more energy would be nice, I'd say, but health-wise we seem to be very much good to go. And now with having those air ledges and charge ledges and so on, we can easily get into here. There's another plant below and a health cell above. Just an attack up right here, and some experience there. I can now take an intentional death to kind of save some time backtracking. And this time we even have some energy to open this 2 energy doors, so we can check the area we called Glide Vault because Glide was here 2 times during an entire tournament, so obviously it's the Glide Vault now.
I think it was there at least once in the last tournament that we just finished up as well, so it's now definitely cemented in history as Glide Vault. Energy is presently a problem. I want to check these plants. I don't have the energy to do so. There is a crystal down here I can get. I'm basically hoping to find another energy cell here. If I don't, I will be sad. And I did not. And this is a bit of a dangerous swim. It's a health cell, never mind. It's a completely comfortable swim. So energy is going to be interesting. I might have to double back for those 2 plants, because part of what expert logic does is that it expects you to use charge dash in lieu of grenade or charge flame to be able to break blue things. And this mega energy was really well timed, actually, to allow me to do that, because there's 3 plants that I want to break here, and I only have 3 base energy. That mega energy is temporary. There is also my left side access. I could probably finish if I wanted to with this skill set, I think.
Oh, this is yeah, this is one of those 3 skill combination that with a lot of ability skill usage can get you through the entire game. You can use that charge jump synergizes well with both climb. You could already see all those wall charge jumps that we had, as well as dash, because you can actually carry a charge jump hitbox through your dash and use that for all kinds of shenanigans. So as long as we have the ability sets for necromancy, as well as the option to just use some hyper speeds if we need them, or go wherever we please. In general, we have a lot of map access with this. Of course, how comfortable it is, especially in Sorrow Pass, is a way different question.
Yeah, and that's pretty much my biggest concern at this point. The final escape is doable, if not fun. I definitely would like to have double jump or glide or bash, but there's also still like a lot of things that I can go and check, right? Like as you were alluding to earlier, I haven't done double jump tree, which is a bit rare to do like at this point in the seed. Normally this is one of the earlier areas you come to, but just because of the way the opening was, it was kind of a little bit weird and had me go kind of back and forth a little bit through glades and etc. So just kind of at the moment, my plan of attack here is basically check things that are more or less on the way, go out of my way maybe a little bit to see what I can find. There's the sunstone actually, which is one of the things that I need. And, you know, maybe I'll find something else that's on the way and nice and convenient. Maybe I won't, but until I know for sure whether or not I'm going to have to go digging, it's just kind of, you know, the speed way of playing this is definitely to just kind of try and check things that are along the way as opposed to going out of your way for a whole bunch, which I'm going to do if I really feel that I need to. Absolutely, because this is by no means like a comfortable skill set to finish the game with just yet. For example, here, you know, I lost a little bit of time to go and glitch this energy door open, so I could come through here as just sort of a bit of a faster access, and also there's a bunch of pickups here that I can check. Not that plant, because energy is a thing, and I also killed the Frankie, but, you know, now that I have this open, I can come back here relatively quickly if I feel that I need to dig. So even though I haven't checked, like, everything that's in this vicinity, I can come back here pretty quickly thanks to having, you know, dash and charge jump and all that stuff. But not having energy is kind of actually proving to be like a bit of a blocking point at the moment, just because there's a bunch of plants that I would very much like to check that I haven't been able to. Oh, okay, Sorrow TP, that is definitely a thing to find. That does speed things up dramatically. Now Sorrow is actually not a problem at all. And I just have to decide pretty much whether or not I feel like I can finish the game on this skill set.
Yes, also Sorrow TP, incredibly useful, because suddenly those 3 keystones which were, or 2 keystones even, that were looking a bit sketchy, seeing how we need 4 more for Sorrow later, aren't looking all too bad anymore. I mean, that Sorrow TP means we get a 0 keystone Sorrow, so we're good on resources. Just the health could be a bit sketchy on the final escape. There's some damage boosting involved there. Luckily we will have ultra defense by the time we actually do the final escape, but otherwise maybe 1 or 2 extra health sets could be a thing.
I'm actually a little bit more concerned about energy, because I'm going to have to do a lot of charge dashing in the final escape to be able to finish this out without taking like immense amounts of damage. So I think energy is probably, like, if I'm not going to find a skill, energy is probably my concern at this point, I would say. So,
yeah, that is fair, especially so the way discharge dash works is there are a million ways to refund the energy cost on it. Bash, which is a skill we don't have, works. Stomp, which is a skill we don't have, works. Taking damage during it also refunds the energy, but of course, once you start doing that, you're gonna rapidly run out of health, and only having 3 charge dashes for the entire final escape sequence, while only having 2 other skills might be a bit on the low side. So yeah, I would agree with you here. Maybe some more checking for resources isn't too bad, but on the other hand, you know, those 17 ability stats are hurting me on the inside.
don't worry, I will be using them. It's just I haven't really needed to. I'm probably going to need to here, though. This is going to be a very, very dangerous sequence of movements that I'm going to be doing, and especially since I only have 1 energy and 1 experience, thanks Sigma. I'm actually just going to open up a save anywhere here as a backup in case I do have to stop. I'm not sure I will. Chip of it. Everything's fine. Still alive. Also 17 ability points. We're good. Okay, I didn't need to use it. Do I use it though? I'm not sure I do. Extra keystone. 8 out of 10 trees you can see there at the top of the screen. So I only have 2 trees left for my goal mode. Now would actually be a pretty good time. I can't actually get Wilhelm off of the ledge at the moment with this current skill set, but if we happened to get $50 for the Wilhelm, little impromptu challenge, that will actually let me know how much I have to dig.
Alright, so we have not gotten a donation towards the Wilhelm, so chat, let's do our job here. Let's get $50 donated to see this Wilhelm in Ori 1. I'm curious, to be honest, because I have not even heard of this trick until now.
That's a laser. Yep, totally dead.
No, yeah, walls are very slippery. Even if you have an ability that is called climb, that doesn't mean you can climb on every wall, because these walls have exactly the geometry as they look like, and that can cause a lot of slips. Remember to bring your safety gear when you drop through Sorrow. But otherwise, as Sim mentioned, we all would really like that Wilhelm Scream, but there is going to be some donation required for that, so get those in. We can say hi to him on our way down, but we can't actually do Wilhelm until that's time. Well, without a health cell in one of the worst possible spots, can really easily get it, not so easily go away with it, with the spot. It's also finding wind restored here in Sorrow inside the wind currents. Very good place, I approve, but not really that useful, since we already can go to every area where wind would bring us, and we don't even have glide to utilize it. Now getting even more experience, which means another ability cell, 18 total now, that make me cry on the inside because they aren't being spent on anything.
Well, like, what do I have to spend them on, man? I can get, like, SLE, I guess.
That's an entire sense in your in your inventory, and you know.
Okay, so I'm totally dead because I was laughing. I want that energy cell. So going to be a little bit anecdotal here. So some of you may have watched the randomizer tournament that we put on, but for those of you that haven't, there was an unfortunate race between a gentleman by the name of Tritonite and another gentleman by the name of Jamal. And what sense is I'm just going to take this death. I need to show you. Is an ability, just for you, Zem, right here. Now, in the game, it says allows Ori to see through walls to find hidden areas. But what it does in the randomizer is it actually will have Ori change color if I'm closer to an important thing, like a skill or a teleporter or some such. So I can tell by coming over to this pickup, Ori didn't change color from green to what I have set to orange, so I know that that was nothing, and I could just continue on. This is going to allow me to do a bunch of different checks faster, but to go back to the anecdote, Trite Knight got sense because he did not know where anything was, and he needed at least one skill to finish the game, and it completely trolled him. He didn't find anything with it that was valuable, and every time sense triggered, it ended up being something he didn't need. So...
yes, there are quite a few things that sense triggers on. One is obviously the skills, but also teleporters for the left side of the map. So if you already were on the left side of the map, there is 3 teleporters that are going to give you a false sense detection. And then furthermore, there's also word events, so clean water, wind restored, as well as warmth return, 2 of which are mostly useless in most seeds for us. So that's another 2 false positives. And one more thing that it does is it absolutely eats away at all your ability sets, so you can zombie less.
Yeah, which is the whole reason I wasn't spending the ability points in the first place, really. But so this is the Wilhelm frog. I don't actually have anything to trigger Wilhelm. But I will go and find something if $50 comes in for that. Fret not, and then I will come back. And killing him doesn't matter because he respawns, but I'm going to keep him alive anyway because he's a nice frog. Alright, so this is Feather. This puts me on 9 out of 10 trees. The only one left for me to do is Misty, which shouldn't be too bad. I have Charge Dash and 4 energy. I don't have Ultra Defense, but I can damage boost through pretty much everything that I need to at the moment. I also have, you saw me pick up a thing called Spirit Light Efficiency way back at the start, which doubled my XP values. I've also got that now on the ability tree, so I'm getting even more experience, meaning I can go and get Ultra Defense in all likelihood at some point later, so I'm not too worried about it. And actually, extra Air Dash is pretty nice as well, gives me some additional air stall. I would say, actually, with extra Air Dash, I'm fairly comfortable finishing this out now. But I'm going to do a little bit more digging anyway, because I'm taking a look at my own little timer here. It looks like we've got, 30 minutes? About 30 minutes left, so I can afford to do a little bit of digging. I'm going to go back for that extra Air Dash, however. And then what I'm going to do here is a fun little trick called Rocket Jumps, which is exactly what it sounds like. Charge Dash targets an enemy, and it's meant to be like a damage-dealing skill in the game, but it turns out if you cancel it with a jump, you get a lot of verticality. It can also be used in the inverse to get you a lot of speed going down. All in all, very handy speed tech in general. So I'm not finding anything here. I could get into Horu. I can do basically everything that I want to, just not quite as comfortably as I would want to, but that's fine. So, at this point, I would say, I'm just going to stall for a little bit of time to see if we get that Wilhelm Scream, and I'm also going to dig for a skill that allows me to go and trigger that in case it gets met. Because that would be super fun.
So since we're just gonna have some movement here across the area until the next tree, which is the climb tree, and Shayfe just took a kinda huge death, so we're gonna need to replay those minutes. Sin, why don't you take it away for a moment?
Yeah, so I'm going to be starting up a donation train here. $5. We only need 10 people to donate $5 to get this Wilhelm thing going. So let's see if we can get this donation train going, chat. $5. Let's go.
Alright, I'm going to play this just a little more carefully because my energy was not very well managed. I would really love to find Charge Dash efficiency, actually. But we'll see whether or not that happens. I want to preserve my energy to be able to save, because it turns out not saving in Misty loses you time, as we have just witnessed, even if you have Air Dash to make things a little bit more comfortable. And now I can place a save when things are more comfortable. Yeah, a couple damage boosts here. Ooh, I am changing color. Now you can see Ori going from a green to a bit of a yellow. That's my hot cold indicator that's triggering, so I know something is nearby here in Misty. Unfortunately, Sense is not really the best in Misty because of the way it works. It shifts everything around on you, so you don't really know exactly where it's trying to point you to. But I know something's here, which is really the salient point for me, to be able to go and dig for further stuff. Oh, I did not want to do that.
Yeah, and with the way Misty it shifts, those are actually the same coordinates. It just loads and unloads those puzzle pieces into the game,
Okay,
and
we're good.
that is why Sense is getting a bit confused. But now we already had Dash and Charge Jump, and now we also have Bash, the most iconic Ori ability, I would say. And I think you're about as comfortable as you can get now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I literally don't need anything else. I can go finish the game now for sure. And this is the 10th tree as well. So you actually don't have... I mean, I can stall for time, but technically speaking, if I was to go and finish the run immediately, you would only have about 3 minutes before that would be cut off, I would say. I can go do a bit of digging in Horu, but other than that, I am basically good to go on this. I will grab the Horu teleporter on the way and kind of sit on it and look pretty for a couple seconds, because I can just go back to the Valley teleporter real quick and then go for Wilhelm. So that's not a big problem. But yeah, that was... And that's kind of the thing about Ori Rando too, right? Is that, like, sometimes you're just digging, you're digging, and then all of a sudden you get that one thing, and it's often Bash, and you're just like, yeah, I can go finish the game now.
Hey, Shayfe.
Yeah.
We just got a $50 donation.
Oh, okay. I'll just grab the Horu TP and then he'll go show you guys Wilhelm. Perfect. Thank you, whoever that was.
That came from Mistress, $50, no comment, but I'm assuming that's going to the Wilhelm, so we're putting it over there.
It absolutely is. I know who that is, and she's definitely putting it towards Wilhelm. Alright, so yeah, I'll just go grab the Horu TP, then go back to Valley, and also I will crank the volume to make sure that you can hear Wilhelm nice and comfortable once we get there. Sound effects.
We just have to go back up to get to give Wilhelm a nice little visit, and we already saw those rocket jumps. So one highway, Shayfe. Let's get that screen.
This is our friend Wilhelm. And there's your Wilhelm scream. Thank you very much for that, Mistress. Appreciate it. And I will turn the sound back down now. Nope. Alright. Thank you very much.
Alright, and just in time too, because as you mentioned, we are in Mount Horu, and Mount Horu is this long dungeon where you need to complete all 8 rooms in order and slowly lower the lava one by one. Totally ignore the fact that the lava is gone in the randomizer. And since you have to complete all 8 rooms to access the final escape, that's the reason why Shayfe is menuing. There's nothing weird going on here at all. I swear.
I'm not at all about to perform a glitch that's going to skip the entirety of the dungeon. Oh, hey, I performed a glitch that skipped the entirety of the dungeon.
Oh my god, who could have expected it? Certainly not me. But yeah, with this, we are at the end of the game, so those $50 didn't come in a moment too early, with the element of warmth now being restored. Kuro is swooping down, and we have 4 skills and 1,000,000 HP to finish out the seed. 189 XP as the final thing won't do anything, but now we're in the final escape. Series of rooms here. Gonna need to break this floor using our climb charge jump for that. Now there's a lava pillar. Don't read the cycle. Very nice. It's now through here. Can go into the elemental room. Will now go for a certain angle here, I would assume. Oh, going for the damage boost instead, and gets dropped down. So that's extra attempt we're going to do here. Once you're in that fire, it is really difficult to get out, because the fire is actually gonna just straight up cancel your jumps that you do to get out of it. So back into the lantern room we go. Some nice charge dashes here. Oh, barely makes it onto the wall, so we can get back into that and back into the elemental room. And this time we're going for a bit of a safer strat, I assume. Yes, breaking the wall first, and now setting up to get this projector. And this is why Bash is so strong. You can kinda double bash those projectiles around and fly with them. Sadly, there is this thing where you can bash on the same frame as the projectile hits you, and you get the effect that we just saw there from Shayfe. This is a very, very low ability final escape, so we might be sitting here for 1 or 2 more attempts, especially. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, never mind. I just decided to eat a elemental projectile to the face.
No, Shayfe, don't eat those projectiles. Those aren't cake. They are not for eating. They are for bashing around.
But I want cake. Why are they not cake, Sam?
I don't know. I didn't make this game. I'm just commentating it. Alright, let's see if we can get through the elemental room this time. Just breaking the wall and positioning so that we don't hit the fire. Alright, let's see. Sneaking under the first projectile. And getting hit by that projectile again. Yeah, those double bash chains can be kind of rough, which is why we don't expect double bashing in standard, but you donated for expert, so a bit of suffering on Shayfe's side is what you're going to get here.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember, Shayfe, it's all for charity.
Hey, we got 20 pounds out of the ocean fort. I'm completely fine having spaghetti fingers here for a bit to make sure that we get our money's worth. Oop, almost too quick. Alright, there we go. So, part of the reason that was difficult was not just, like, it being difficult, but this right here, the water is still poisoned, which means I'm taking 1 full tick of damage throughout the entirety of this swim. So actually taking any damage in that elemental room was bad news bears, and was causing me a bit of problems. And this fish is probably going to kill me. Nope, hold on. We're good. Don't get Sigma rocked. Okay, we're fine. So we got about 1:20 of holding rights, and that is it. That is the seed done. We will be a little bit under estimate. Actually, we'll just be right around the 1 hour mark, so 5 minutes under. Pretty good expert seed, honestly. Once Dash was found, Bash obviously made things a lot more comfy there in the final escape. I would have needed to probably get more health or ultra defense or something without it, because I catered to my friend Zemsis and got sense when I didn't want to. Sigh.
React, Shayfe. I appreciate it a lot. But hey, we got to show off 3 different colors of Ori, so that's a win in my book here. And yeah, now there's just some more holding right here. Now getting Kuro's Feather, going to the 4th dungeon of the game any moment now. Psych, actually, Kuro is here and ruining our day again. So instead of holding right with Ori, we gotta hold right with Naru. And Shayfe, you still got some optimization to do here, I think.
Thank you. I was drinking my tea, which I forgot about for the entirety of this run, and then also forgot about the most important bit of the game right here. You can jump with Naru.
Some nice Naru ups, and that's time. So GG, Shayfe. That was a fun expert seed.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are doing some wonderful work. I'm loving the contributions that are coming in so far today. Thank you again to Matthew for getting the expert seed rolling, and for Mistress for getting the Wilhelm Scream in there. $70, that's 70 pounds worth of trash from the ocean that you guys have contributed towards, so I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely really appreciate everything that you guys have done. We've raised $460.24 so far. We're almost halfway through the marathon right now. I'm just going to hit time here so that I don't forget to do that as Ori gets picked up. And yeah, thank you again so much, everyone who's coming through and doing this. I mean, I'm going to have to raise the freaking cap on this before going to bed, I think.
That's always good. Always good.
But yeah, we're only 5 hours in, and we might have to raise the cap already. With all that said, there's so much to talk about. I'll talk about it during the intermission, but thank you so much, Shayfe. Thank you so much, Zemsis. You've both been awesome for coming by, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Is there any last shout-outs you want to give?
Just to the Ori community and the Randomizer community in general. Absolutely wonderful group of people. If you are interested in picking this up as a speed game, you will have people tripping over themselves to come and help you out. You can go to speedrun.com and look up Ori and the Blind Forest, and you will find a link to the Ori Runs Discord there. And you can also go to orirando.com for Blind Forest Rando, as well as a link to the Will of the Wisps Rando for Ori 2.